This, guys, truly was DC animated movie universe's Endgame. What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeekMixer here to give you guys a non-spoiler review of Justice League Dark Apokolips War. Now, I'm making this non-spoiler review because I pre-ordered this movie, but it came out an hour before the actual time it was supposed to come out, which was at 12 o'clock, which was what I thought. It came out at 11, so I didn't waste any time. I watched the movie, and I decided to do a non-spoiler review, and I'll do a spoiler review of it a day or two later. But first off, I'll also let you guys know this movie doesn't disappoint. It does a great job, and it does have some things here and there that I was like, could have done better. But that's how it is with all movies to me, because I don't give movies a perfect score. And if I'm to give this movie a score, if on a movie critic standpoint, probably an 8.5 out of 10, while on the DC fan side of me point of view, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. But now that I've said all that, I'm gonna let you guys know that how the movie here was just crazy. Everything that was in here took me by surprise. I did not expect most of this. I mean, some of this stuff I talked about in my trailer breakdown, which I'll leave a link in the description down below. If some of y'all still want to check that out and check out what my theories are of it before this movie came out. Because some of my theories were true, while some of them were just not true. And that's fine, because that's what breakdown trailers are all about. But now, time to do my non-spoiler breakdown of it. And guys, I'm gonna first tell y'all straight off the bat, y'all all know how the animated movie universe of DC began. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Flashpoint. Well, let's just say that how it began with Flashpoint, it ends with Flashpoint. And I'm just gonna leave it right there, because if I go on that, I might just go into spoiler territory. But also, what it also gives us here, a theme about this movie here, is the consequences for your actions, the consequences of war, but also the responsibility to try to find a way to pick yourself back up and redeem yourselves for the mistake you made in your earlier actions, because that's exactly what it is here for Superman. He made a call, it turned out bad, and he decides to make amends by trying to fix it. And that's how it usually is around here in these superhero things. They make a move, and sometimes it don't work out as well as they think, that they try to find a way to fix it. And sometimes it takes time in that end. But if I'm to say what I really loved about this film is what DC did with this film. Now, you guys know this was supposed to be the end game movie for their universe here. Well, while that is true, one thing they also knew is that this is an animated movie, and they can't gobble up so much in an animated movie, which are usually a half an hour long. So DC did the smart thing by not only showing us the viewers what's going on in the present, but they made sure to give us important flashbacks to let us know how it got to that point and why they are all where they are. And by golly, DC, you did great with that. I love the way y'all conjunctioned it, and I am very proud of you on that end. Now, with that also out of the way, we gotta talk about the similarities this movie had to what it had with Infinity War and Endgame, because guys, let's face it, when it comes to consequences, if I'm to say which one had the bigger consequences, if I were to compare Marvel's MCU with its two movies compared to this, I'm not gonna lie, the fates of the characters that happen in this film is worse than what happened in the MCU universe. And I'm not saying that because I love DC more than Marvel, because I love both of them equally. I love Marvel and DC equally. This is just my honest opinion on that end. And why do I say that? Well, let's just say there are fates worse than death. And by golly, with what happened to some of these characters in this movie, you were all going to be pretty much saying, I wish they had rather died than the position they're in here, because that's exactly what it was. And speaking of deaths, yes, we do have deaths in this film. just not as impactful as some others out there. Because, as I said, there are fates worse than death. However, though, there was one character moment, one serious character death that took me by surprise. It was almost like a stab to the heart, because when I saw that, I was like, no, you can't. You didn't just do that. Because I was just shocked beyond belief. I couldn't believe it. But man, did they do it really great on that end. But also, we got to talk about the one and only Matt Ryan's as John Constantine. Boy, do I love this guy as John Constantine. Matt Ryan, you do an awesome job. You're pretty much like the Kevin Conroy version of John Constantine. The only difference is Kevin Conroy hasn't really ever played Batman in live action until that post-Crisis on Infinite Earth crossover event. Whereas you have not only done the voice acting for him, you also play him in live action. So, dude, props off to you. My hat's off to you, man. You doing an awesome job there. But not only that, what we get here with Constantine's character, it's very interesting, because at the beginning of this film, you think you get this wrong idea of him, but then you fully understand what happens as we get to the end of this film. And yeah, Matt Ryan, with his usualness for John Constantine's character and the accents and dialogues he does, just pure genius, guys. Pure genius all the way. And I loved every minute of it. And now, guys, we must also now talk about one of the most things most of y'all are looking forward to in this film, and that's Damian Wayne and Raven. By golly, guys, for all of you who ship them out there, you're going to love their moments in this film, and you're also going to finally get your answers to some things. Because here's the thing, while some of us have been saying things here and there, we never got really much of full confirmation on their relationship. But this movie will put all that to rest, and we'll also see a moment I think we've all been waiting for. And by golly, it's worth it. And as for Damian Wayne, boy, what they do with his character here is a great conclusion to his journey from when he was introduced from Son of Batman to all the other movies he played a major role in, because the moments he has in this film are just plain great. It shows the evolution of who he was as Son of Batman to who he has become ever since then. From his journeys with his father and the Teen Titans, it's all done beautifully well. But I think there's one in particular you guys are all going to be fond of the most of, and that's between him and his father. And just wait, because it's something you guys will never forget, especially with how Batman is. And also, speaking of Batman, you all know how he is with how he does some things that people end up getting mad at him about. Well, he does that here too. But hey, if he didn't do that, he wouldn't be Batman. And if it wasn't for Batman, you can't deny that some of the times the Justice League would have fully lost on most of them. But now that I've said all that, I also gotta mention Lois Lane and the Suicide Squad. They all have their moments in this film, and it is just plain crazy. As a matter of fact, when the way we're introduced to them in the present timeline is just unbelievable. Was loving every moment of it. I was like saying, please let this last a bit longer. This is just too good, because it was that good. But now that I've said all that, I gotta really talk about one of the things that really took me for a loop here, and that was during the final battle they had with Darkseid. We had some awesome team-ups, but most of all, we had a fusion of characters here, and it's a fusion that I don't think has ever been done before. I'm pretty sure that it's never been done before. I might be wrong, mind you, because I haven't read all the comics out there. But if they really have never done this before, well, this one is the birth of it. And by golly, it is a birth fusion I never thought I'd ever see. But it worked to its advantages. And also the people who take on Darkseid, a true sight to see. Guys, this movie just had everything, surprise after surprise after surprise, and you're gonna love it, every minute of it. But now I'm gonna stop it all right there, guys, because if I continue to go on, I'm just gonna get into that spoiler territory. But I will just say that if there's a negative thing I had with this film, it was in the fact that for some of these people who died, the way it all goes with them didn't exactly, kind of wasted what we had. But you'll see what I'm saying when you watch it yourself. But until then, guys, that'll be all for today. And hey, if you're enjoying my videos, all you gotta do is click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos. And until then, MegaGeekMixer signing out. Bye!